Hello and welcome to Sports Stars Indian Super League recap. And what a day of ISL football we've had today. We had the much famed Kolkata Derby early in the day, where SC East Bengal were absolutely no match for ATK Mohun Bagan as the Mariners cruised to a massive 3-0 victory. And later in the day, we saw Hyderabad FC stun defending champion Mumbai City FC with a 3-1 victory, which was their first win over Mumbai City FC in the Indian Super League's history. Now coming to our first game of the evening, which is of course Kolkata Derby, which is one of the most exciting games, one of the most, the most build-up for any game in the ISL history has always been the Kolkata Derby over the last 2 years. And it was a game that didn't quite live up to its billing. SC East Bengal began with a very disciplined defense. They had very strong defensive lines early on until the first 12 minutes, and then that's when all hell broke loose. Roy Krishna, of course, who else? Roy Krishna put ATK Mohun Bagan ahead in the 12th minute with a fantastic finish. It was Preetham Kotal made a run down the right and he played in a lovely little cross towards the centre, and Roy perfectly positioned, right place at the right time. First touch finish, 1-0 to ATK Mohun Bagan. While it looked like the initial goal would sort of, act as a shock and spur SC East Bengal into action, they had to unfortunately pull the ball out of the net once again 2 minutes later when Manveer Singh scored a fantastic goal on the right once again to make it 2-0. And it was a goal that was essentially made by Johnny Kako, the Finnish footballer who played in a lovely through ball for Manveer on the right, who beat Arindam Bhattacharya on his near post, which is something that he usually doesn't concede from. Beat him on his near post with an extremely powerful finish, which went right into the roof of the net to make it 2-0 in the 14th minute. And things only got worse for SC East Bengal, as in the 23rd minute, Liston Colasso scored one of the easiest goals of his career, which essentially came out of a mistake that Arindam made. It was a loose ball that was rolling into the box, and Arindam, in an attempt to clear the ball, ran towards it but had a bit of a tumble. His knee got stuck in the grass and couldn't really collect the ball properly, and he padded it on to Liston Colasso, who was completely unmarked, got the ball, took a couple of steps in and simply slotted the ball into an empty net. Now Arindam's night of misery continued as he just couldn't recover from that, a bit of a nickel, or rather a bit of a strain on his knee, and had to be taken off around the 30-minute mark, and was replaced by Subham Sen. Now things for SC East Bengal just didn't really look up thereon. They were left chasing shadows for a large part of the game. Perosevic, who was an absolutely fantastic player in the first game, was hardly visible on the pitch, and he was cut a very sorry and a frustrated figure. And Daniel Chima, who was one of the starters in the previous game, was on the bench this time around. And when he came on in the second half, he also couldn't really inspire much, as SC East Bengal just looked like a listless side and didn't really have much to offer against ATK Mohun Bagan's extremely potent attack and a fairly solid defense as well today. Second half looked a bit like a training session for ATK Mohun Bagan, as he just worked the ball around, toyed with the SC East Bengal defense, and they created chances of plenty, but it just that it looked like they just didn't want to score. Like, they had so many chances, they created a bunch of golden chances. Roy Krishna had a couple. Johnny Kako himself had about 6 chances in the second half to open his tally in the Indian Super League, but somehow just could not find the back of the net. And this essentially ended 3-0, which is a drastic change from what Antonio Habas is known for his classic 1-0 victories where Roy Krishna scores the winner. Well, that's how we have come to see it over the last couple of years, but it was a very refreshing display from ATK Mohun Bagan, where the attack didn't stop and they created a multitude of chances. And we've seen just how dangerous this side can be. They have one of the best attacking lineups in the country, with the likes of Hugo Bumu and Liston Colasso, who had a great game today. And of course Roy Krishna. David Williams got a look in as well towards the later stages of the game. So ATK Mohun Bagan, of course, remain unbeaten in the league in the first 2 matches. And they've also won the last 3 encounters against SC East Bengal in the ISL. Essentially meaning they've never lost to SC East Bengal, or rather have beaten SC East Bengal in all their 3 matches in the ISL so far. Now moving on to the second game of the evening, where Hyderabad FC claimed a fantastic, stunning 3-1 victory over Mumbai City FC. It didn't really begin in Hyderabad FC's favour. Mumbai City went ahead in the 6th minute through Ahmed Jahu. It was a moment of madness from the Hyderabad defence, as they just froze, and the ball essentially between four defenders. None of them wanted to clear the ball. And Jahu, out of nowhere, like the flash, he just appears out of nowhere and whoosh, he just sort of cruises past 4 defenders, takes a couple of touches, and then absolutely blasts the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0. And that, of course, served as a massive, it spurred on the Hyderabad FC defense, who Hyderabad actually are known for quite a compact defense, but that rare moment of madness saw them come back strong, and they won a penalty in the 13th minute, which João Victor, the captain, scored with a fantastic clinical finish in the bottom corner to make it 1-1. And it was actually At that point, it looked like a very evenly contested tie because both the teams had actually properly gotten into it and was at 1-1. It looked like it could be anybody's game. And of course, it was Hyderabad FC who went ahead 2-1 lead. And guess who scored? It was Bartholomew Ogbeche, the former Mumbai City FC striker, scored against his former club. It was a great move that Nikhil Jadhav created on the right, and then he squared the ball into the centre for Ogbeche. And Murtada Fall was ahead of Ogbeche, but he just rather a meek attempt to clear the ball, trying to stretch. He was going this way, the ball went the other way, tried to stretch and stop the ball, but it wasn't enough as the ball fell kindly for Ogbeche, who simply slaughtered the ball, rather placed the ball towards the corner to make it 2-1. And going into the interval, it looked like Mumbai City FC would come out in the second half, all guns blazing. Knowing the kind of attacking firepower they also have in their squad, it looked like they would find a way back into the game, but it just wasn't meant to be. Hyderabad FC held their defensive lines really well, and of course the industrious, dexterous, hard-working defensive trio of Chinlan Sana Singh, Akash Mishra, as well as Huanan were absolutely fantastic. Very, very solid display from them at the back. And it was in the 82nd minute when the game was put to bed, when Rohit Danu, the super sub, came on to score. It was a great moment for the youngster, all of 19 years old, to score against the defending champions and to round off a thumping 3-1 victory, which is also Hyderabad FC's first ever win over Mumbai City FC. Now that victory essentially shuffled a points table with ATK Mohun Bagan leading at the top with 6 points from 2 matches. Second place is Jamshedpur FC with 4 points from 2 matches. On third, we have Odisha FC, who've got 3 points from their only game they played, and now Mumbai City FC sit 4th. Now we will be back tomorrow with another crunch encounter when Kerala Blasters take on Bengaluru FC at 7:30 p.m. And we will see you tomorrow, and until then, stay tuned to Sportstar and visit our website www.sportstar.thehindu.com for all things ISL, from match previews to live blogs to the points table to stats. We've got it all. Check out our website, and until tomorrow, thank you for watching, take care and stay safe.